Welcome back to GERMA Voice with your host, Dr. Noukelak. We're finally in episode 3. Wow, this is going really fast. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, most importantly, share. Episode 1, we talked about finding your why. Episode 2, we talked about the gift that you owe the world. Because when you find your why aligns with your purpose, it is that gift you start to pursue. So in episode 3, we want to talk about healing while hustling. So that gift that you have, you'll be healing the world while hustling. Let's listen to this. We live in a generation that celebrates the hustle. Ooh, this person from homeless to doctor, from nothing to this, they're, our first Black president. We have, from non-royal to marrying royalty. All those stories. It's what we want to celebrate, but it hides the exhaustion, the hard work behind it. So we glorify being so busy. Your friend calls you up, I'm exhausted, and things like that, where really, we don't know what we're doing, really, for the most part. But we ignore the signs that really tells us we're breaking. We just say, I'm busy. We're busy doing something, whether it's working, whether it's investing in something that is not really relevant. We forget the rest. We forget that we're human, we could fall apart, and we need to remember that. So today we talk about something really, something that the world rarely teaches us. And I want to tell you on GERMA podcast, we're going to talk about how to chase your dreams without losing yourself. The reason why I have these papers, it's because I told you this season, we're going to keep coaching. We're going to keep getting practical tips on how to become more, to grow, to be a better version of ourselves. So in medicine, I've seen the cause of stress, and I'll tell you my little story, but I want to focus on one of the stories that were sent to me by one of the audiences. Not just in my charts, in the lives of the patient that I invest in. People end up, exhaustion will cause people to end up with hypertension, heart failure, COPD exacerbation, stress eating, and we get obesity. We even get a cold, we get dementia in the long run. There's a lot of mental health, depression, anxiety. All of that exhaustion, lack of rest will contribute to things like this. So remember, we were not created to run on empty. So let's tell you, I want to share my little personal story. Mine is short, then I want to read directly because some of you sent your stories of exhaustion, which I would like to read directly. For me, I'll take every call. Do you want to take a call, Dr. Noukelak? Yeah. I felt like I had to do it, or that's the way I could show that I could be a leader. I could stand tall. I could live my dream. I could feel like I have become. I thought there's no rest for me. I got to work. I got to do this. And until one day, just a little something at work, I just really passed out because I was tired and I had to find myself at the hospital. When I look back at it, I'll tell you, I had not been feeding well. I had not had time to talk to my friends. I had not really had time to exercise. Just a lot going on, and all of that was crashing. And work will continue while you're there. So remember, this episode is very important. It's your healing for me, healing for you, serving while hustling. To work together. Let me read a story from one of the audience. There was a young, my name is Lena. Lena was known for her hustle. She built her business from nothing, working late nights, answering every call, saying yes to every opportunity. That sounds like me. People admired her drive, but no one knew the cost. As her business grew, so did her responsibility. She sleeps less, ate on the go, likely unhealthy stuff, poured out everything she had for her clients, her family, her community. And like many of us, she kept pushing because she believed rest was a reward, not the requirement. That's not true. Then one day, life forced a pause on her. Lena experienced a miscarriage during one of the busiest seasons of her career. She walked out of the hospital with a physically and emotionally broken body. But instead of slowing down, she went back to work the next day. She convinced herself that staying busy will help her forget, will help her heal. Still not true. But the truth is, the grief followed her into every meeting, every email, every smile she had to force. She knew she hadn't healed. But a month later, during a presentation, she suddenly couldn't catch her breath. Her hands shook, her vision blurred. She stepped outside and broke down, fully, completely, uncontrollably. That moment frightened her, but it also awakened her. She realized she wasn't just tired, she was empty. She reached out to a mentor who told her, "You cannot build anything meaningful from a place of depletion. Rest is not what you do after you succeed. Rest is part of the journey." So for the first time, Lena paused, not because she wanted to, but because she needed to survive. She took weeks off. She set boundaries. She learned to say not now. She found therapy. She let her body and her spirit breathe again. And something surprisingly happened. Lena's burnout taught her this truth. Healing and hustling cannot live on opposite sides of your life. They must coexist. One sustained the other. And that experience reshaped her entire philosophy. She now leads from a place of wholeness, not exhaustion. She honors her limits. She recognizes the sacredness of her body. She hustles, yes, but she also heals. That's Lena's story, which is very powerful. We were not created to run on empty GERMA germs. We were not. You cannot be like me or like Lena. You have to learn from my experiences. So, how are you going to learn? If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe.